What about, going completely on a tangent here, gear changes?
Gear changes, that's Neil's domain. Blinkers and bar plates, Neil. They're two things that the novice punter can probably gain a little bit of insight on.
Yeah, definitely blinkers, they're a trump card a trainer will play. So if you see a blinkers going on fresh up, why would he put those blinkers on fresh up? You know, it's a horse, it can bring links out of improvement on a horse, so why would you do that fresh up? There's a reason they're doing it, so look closely.
How do they get this information? They can find that in
on the
their
Love Racing
guide?
side?
Yeah.
On the form guide too, I think, but I always check on the Love Racing side.
Down the bottom, below the field, it will have then gear changes.
Yeah, on the tabs site?
No,
Yeah,
Love Racing.
Not on the
Love
tabs
Racing.
site?
I don't know, but I always check the Love Racing
Yeah.
website. Yeah, blinkers, side blinkers on, bar plates on or off.
Noseband.
Hoof pads, noseband, that sort of thing. Really, but the blinkers is a big one, the biggie. So if you can work out when they go, if they're going on, think why are they going on. Third up, TR cow, watch out for those. Great formula. When they go, any time really, when those blinkers are going on TR cow. It's really worthwhile noting. Yeah, and the top trainers, they don't put them on for a horse that's going in second up when the target's third up. Well, they may want to put them on to see how it goes, but they would usually do that maybe in a trial or training or. But yeah, blinkers. What else?
The bar plates.
Bar plates, yeah, big thing. They're there to. But only bar plates mean a horse has feet problems. I'm no trainer, but on my reading and experience and talking to trainers and jockeys, when bar plates go on, it means they have a foot problem. So personally, I stay clear. When they come off, I think, oh, okay, this horse could improve because its feet's come right. Maybe it's the warmer weather now, coming into spring. Bar plates have come off. It's a lot better. Look at it closely.
That kind of leads into another subject that I know you've done a lot of work on, Neil, read a few books on, and that's sort of horses' demeanour. Obviously, every race course in New Zealand, the horses have to parade in the birdcage, and the viewing public and the punting public get an opportunity to assess the condition of the horse, and not just its physical condition, but its mental condition on the day, and is it in the zone, shall we say. Yeah. What tips can you give the boys in terms of what to look for when they're on track and they can see horses in the birdcage?
I've read a book called Watching Racehorses. You can buy it online, and you would not be able to guess the number one factor that leads or gives you the information that a horse will win. One thing. That one thing is
whether it takes a shit in the birdcage.
Close.
Sweat?
No. If a horse comes to the racetrack with its buddy.
Wow.
It's relaxed, it's peaceful. You know, if you go to the races by yourself, or if you go with your person you really enjoy going to the races with, you're happier, aren't you? That's the number one factor. But how can you find that out? You've got to know the trainer, or sit there and watch the floats coming in and unload. That's number one factor.
Wow.
Yeah.
You learned something today, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'm taking notes.
And the other ones are, you like to see a horse with a nice arched neck walking around the birdcage, coats not sweating up, not white and frothy, nice and relaxed on its toes.
What does that mean, on its toes?
It's sort of
Yeah,
like that.
don't you want it on its toes for a sprinting race?
For a sprinting race, good point, yeah.
For a distance race, you want it to be relaxed. It's kind of like almost walking around as if it's half asleep, because you want it, if it's a 2 mile flat race, you want to see it conserve its energy. But if it's a 1,200 metre sprint, you don't want it to be half asleep, that it misses out of the barriers and it's tailed off.
The biggest thing is, like with your 2-year-olds, if you were able to take note of those horses you maybe have in your black book as your 2-year-olds, watch them really carefully before the race, even on trackside or if at the races. Take notes. Is it sweating up? How does it, the muscle definition look? Is it got 2 handlers? Is it sort of snuggling into the strapper? Is the trainer walking out with the jockey and giving in-depth instructions? Those little things, but next time you see it and the jockey comes out by himself and he's got a different strapper, and you know, maybe the horse is not on the ball today, but those little things, the consistency of one single horse, it might sweat up, but it might perform okay.
Yeah.
Next time it sweats up, people think, oh, it's sweating up, I'm not going to back it, it drifts. You got value straight away.
What, even you've done a bit of work on different types of sweat even.
I remember David Walsh telling me one day about horses white and frothy, that sweat. Stay clear of those, especially fresh up. You want to, a bit of sweat's okay.
especially on a warm day,
Exactly, it's fine.
like us in Darwin, Luke.
But once again, it's knowing the horse. I remember seeing a horse at the Adelaide once, I forget the name of it. It was sweating out profusely before the start. The commentator was saying this has got no chance. But I knew it sweated up the previous start, not as bad, and it won the race. So you knew having that information is vital for each horse.
So what about two things? What about grey horses in winter? Is that true?
Well, I don't know.
I don't think so. It's an old wives' tale, but horses with big feet in winter, maybe.
Yeah?
To get through the mud.
Yeah.
And what about, like, I know a number of times I've messaged Ted and I'm really keen on something and he just fires back, Luke, first time left-handed. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, why does it make such a big difference?
Well, some horses it does, but a lot of horses it does.
Yeah.
It does make a difference. So,
especially earlier in their career?
Yeah.
When they are going from, you know, I mean, what was the good example of Rogerson's horse that we stayed away from? Karaka Night 2018. Gift of Power.
Gift of Power.
She's no good right-handed.
That's right,
Yeah,
in the railway.
only ever wins, and same in the railway. She got back down to favourite, I think. She only
Massively,
wins left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic case. Yeah.
Yeah. So keeping an eye on that. Keeping an eye on.
Oh, definitely. Horses hanging out or laying out, and the jockey's it's on one rein trying to get it out or bring it back in.
Yeah.
Watch those carefully, but usually it's in the starts report. Look in those.
Yeah.
And
those are on Love Racing too, right?
Yeah.
Starts report.
Yeah.
Yep, the top right-hand corner, you'll see Stewards Report. So go to the results of a meeting, and then in the top right-hand corner, Stewards Report, and you'll pick up some gems there through unlucky horses or horses that have been hanging or were blocked or things like that.
Checked earlier in the race and stuff like that you haven't realised has happened watching it live, but
Lots of information there.
Yeah.
As we're moving from wet tracks, hopefully into more dry tracks come spring.
Oh yeah.
The actions of horses, their leg actions, what tips if people are really wanting to understand whether a horse is going to be more adept on a wet track or a firm track, what should they look out for?
Yeah, just a high knee action on the front. They sort of come up to sort of right angles, then the leg will, from the knee down, will drop straight down. So it's more of a down action rather than a daisy clipper action. So getting that high, and they're coming down into the heavy tracks really abruptly, so they're getting a nice grip and steering back. So and I slow it right down so I can see the frame by frame how the action of the horse is going, and after a while you get used to seeing what action of a horse is ideal for a heavy track, and you can pick it up quickly. But in summertime you'll see, and I've saved myself a lot of money by not backing horses that have got a dry track action and going onto a wet track. Just don't back them. Some of them win, but most of them don't.
Wow.